Every club. Every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Manchester United podcast. We're here after United won 4-1 against Sociedad and through to the quarterfinals. I'm Cormac and today I'm joined by Sam. Sam, how are we doing?
Yeah, good man. Being away, as we were speaking off air, I actually tore a ligament playing football, proper footballer's injury. But so being away for a week. But what an episode to come back on, to be fair. Finally, a bit of positivity. I feel like past couple of weeks being a bit down in the dumps. Our reviews have been a bit negative, but I'm sure this one will be the complete opposite. So yeah, all good, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure what you were thinking going into the game, but I don't think many United fans were too optimistic seeing a 4-1 win anyway. What were your thoughts on the overall performance tonight?
Oh, mate, it was so refreshing. It's honestly one of the best games and best performances I've seen us play in a long while now. I can't genuinely remember us playing that way, that well in a while. And as you said, I think a lot of us, and especially me, to be honest, I thought we'd actually lose this game. I thought we'd go into it with a lot of pressure on our shoulders, and I think it was going to look like a long night, especially after they got that penalty after the first 5 minutes. I thought, oh, here we go again. We're in for a bit of a long night. And especially after the first leg as well. I think they said it on commentary as well, where the first leg from both sides was completely different, where the first leg was a bit slow and a bit methodical, and both teams were sort of just feeling each other out, whereas this game was anything but, to be honest. From their end, from our end, you had penalty drama, red card drama, and from our point of view, I think, as I said, it was so refreshing to see the players play with so much freedom, so much confidence, and obviously as well, Captain Bruno leading from the front, he doing what he does best. So yeah, a great performance all around, to be honest.
Yeah, no, Bruno with a hat trick. I mean, the man has just been saving us all season, really, and he's really stepped up, to be fair, since Ahmad has gone out with an injury. Yeah, no, it was an absolute brilliant performance. I was thinking, at the start when they got that early pen, and to be fair, like the first few minutes, Sociedad were kind of all over United, and I was thinking, oh, here we go again. But no, United done brilliantly to bounce back. Penalties after penalties, it seemed, in the game. I'll ask you about Rasmus Højlund's performance, because obviously the last few games, he's been, I think, having like 10 touches a half or something like that, but he was much more involved tonight. What did you think of his performance tonight?
Yeah, I liked it, and you could tell in the crowd and the players we're all sort of rooting for Rasmus, and that's the thing with Rasmus. Okay, he hasn't been scoring lately, and he seems like he does really lack confidence in front of goal. But you can't knock him for not trying. I mean, he was making a lot of those runs in behind that we haven't seen recently, and that's where I think he's best. Actually, I think we saw last season in the Champions League where you play the balls over the top and you get him sort of shoulder to shoulder with defenders, trying to shrug them off and get him in behind. And yeah, he didn't get his goal, and as I said, he definitely is lacking confidence, but you can't lack him for fault of trying. I mean, he puts 110% into it, and I think, as you said, as United fans, we've been really frustrated from him in recent weeks, of sort of not really getting involved in play and sort of half pressing, but not really full pressing. But I think you saw tonight that he really gave it his all, and even if he wasn't sort of scoring, you saw he got the assist with Deleu's goal at the end there, and I think, yeah, he really put in a shift. And if you can keep putting in performances like that and really like putting in 110%, it's natural that a goal will come. It's when he's not scoring and you also don't really see that effort, that's where the problems occur. But if he performs like he does today, then eventually his goal will come.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, even though, the goal didn't come, you could see how much more the involvement he was tonight. Even early on, he kind of got in behind and the ref called for an elbow, which was a bit suspect. But yeah, no, as you said, that assist was brilliant. The chop and then the ball to pick out Dalot. And I think even though, he didn't score tonight, I think that performance will give him a world of confidence. You've seen even when he won the first pen, Xerxes was going right up to him, trying to get him going. And I think that sparked him on. And yeah, even though the goal didn't come, I thought he had a really good game, and he was causing Sociedad, a ton of problems up there. So yeah, fair play to Hoyland. Hopefully he's back for us. I want to touch on, the last few games. It seems like United have kind of clicked. Do you think like it's kind of too early to say like they're understanding Amarim's system right now, or how would you view it as in terms of the players? Kind of getting used to that system.
Yeah, I think we saw it against Arsenal where there was similar signs there where the players were sort of getting used to it. And then obviously today, okay, it's not the best Real Sociedad team in the world. And obviously the red card also made a difference. But I think you're seeing players now just put in a bit more effort that we haven't seen in the season. Whereas you're just seeing players now really try for each other and really, get behind everyone and yeah, and we know, okay, the results might not be there and performances sometimes are not there, but as fans we just want to see players at least try, at least like put in 100% effort. And like with Arsenal, no, I don't think many United fans thought we could maybe get something out of it, but we were the underdogs going into it, and I think you saw a very resilient and a very hard to break down team, and I think that's what we need to be. We need to be hard to break down, and I think also, I think we've seen where players have been injured. Okay, that might limit our resources, but then that also means the players have to step up because we have no other options off the bench. So it's either you put in 110% or we're going to lose football matches, and that's just it. And I think also we're in a position now in the league definitely where really the league's a write-off now, so there is actually no pressure really on the players. We're not really playing for anything, and we're just playing for pride at the minute. Whereas I think when there was a lot of pressure and there was a lot of scrutiny on the squad, you saw players sort of buckle under that pressure, and it just all really go wrong. But as you saw against Arsenal, and definitely tonight, I think there's that mindset of we're all in the Europa League, that we have to perform. And I think, yeah, as I said, it wasn't the greatest Sociedad side in the world, but I think we also played very well. So yeah, really happy.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think the players, done themselves proud tonight. The passion they showed today, Casemiro, I think, was throwing in slide tackles left, right, and centre, and hadn't seen that in a little while. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic for us fans to finally see after so much struggles in the recent months. We're going to go for a quick break, but when we come back, we will look at player ratings for the Sociedad game.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Your body is unique, and Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN 2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
I have a feeling we might hear some player ratings we haven't heard of in a while in terms of scores out of 10. We'll start with the keeper, Onana. How would you think he done tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much. I can't actually remember him making a significant save. But I did think on the ball, it was he didn't seem to take a lot of the chances that we've seen him, and the risks that he's taken. So yeah, I think it was solid. Not much to do, but I give him a solid 7 probably out of 10.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, yeah, I can only remember the Becker long shot as the only save, really. And yeah, I mean, you didn't really see him playing the long passes, but yeah, I mean, he didn't have much to do, and he done fine, really. No mistakes from him at all, which is always a good sign these days. So yeah, I agree with you there. Moving on to the centre halves, the three of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 players I sort of want to shout out as we go through the rating, and one of them's Aiden Heaven. I mean, I thought he was outstanding today. Actually, I thought he was better than he was against Arsenal, even though against Arsenal, I thought he was very good when he came on as well. But I think tonight, I mean, considering he's only 18 years old, okay, you can see he's still very fresh and immature there in some of his play. But I mean, the way, and it's so refreshing as well, the way he takes it on his left foot and opens that play, and he's one of those players that we were talking about before, where although he's only just come in, it feels like he'll die for that shirt, where he loves getting stuck in and he gives his all, and it's so refreshing seeing a player just give us all, and considering how young he is, outstanding, to be honest. So I'd give him a solid 9 out of 10, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, I agree with you at 9. I thought Aidan Heaven was the best out of our centre halves tonight. I mean, it's so refreshing to see just like that pace in the back line. And yeah, he dealt with everything perfectly. And honestly, I think he's proven from what I've seen him for him to be a starter right now. And as you said, like the league's kind of done, so I'd expect him to be playing, or I hope Amarim will be playing a lot in the Premier League. But no, he was absolutely outstanding tonight. Definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. We'll go over to De Ligt.
Yeah, again with De Ligt and similar to Mazraoui as well, solid performances. Didn't do anything unbelievably significant, but I thought both of them. I'll go with both the same rating, to be honest. At probably 6, 7 out of 10. I think they were pretty solid. I mean, as I said, nothing outrageous. Like, I thought Heaven was the outstanding defender tonight, but yeah, solid performances from Mazraoui and De Ligt. And yourself?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the same as you. I think I'll go with a 7 for Mazraoui, and might be a bit harsh, but I think I'll just have to give a 6 to Lick based on the fact that Penny gave away at the start. Kind of under the cash. You know, it was an iffy one given as a free at the start and then overturned by VAR. But to be fair, no, the two of them, you know, done nothing wrong and were solid all night, excuse me, besides that one pen De Ligt gave away. But yeah, no, a solid performance overall from the three centre halves. We'll go over to Dallo on the right wing back spot.
Yeah, again, I thought he played pretty solid considering some of the performances we've seen from Dalot, and recently, I think all of us on this podcast has been questioning whether he's good enough and what his future looks like come the summer. And I think that has been his problem, some of the inconsistent performances. And I don't think it helps him to keep switching from playing on the right and the left. I don't think that helps him either. But again, pretty solid performance. Again, I'll probably go probably a 7 out of 10 for Dalot, considering what we've seen of him this season. I think this was much improved tonight.
Yeah, no, I've been critical of him as well this season, but to be fair, I'm going to give it an 8. I thought, even at the start of the game, I thought he had some great, you know, tracking back interceptions, and he just seemed a lot cleaner on the ball all night. And yeah, and then especially going forward, you know, for the Bruno's last goal, he played that great ball up to Garnacho, and yeah, I just thought he had a really impressive performance, to be honest, tonight. So I'm going to give him an 8. And I'm expecting maybe a higher one for Dorgu here on the left wing back spot.
Yeah, and to be honest, it might be a bit harsh considering Dalot got his goal at the end as well. But I thought Dorgu was outstanding as well. I thought everything he did, I think, going forward and at the back, that's one of the best performances I've seen from Dorgu since we've brought him in. I think he was very solid. I think on that left hand side with Aidan Heaven and Dorgu, I think that is a partnership that can really work well. So yeah, I'll give Dorgu an 8. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for one higher from him. I'm gonna give him a 9. I honestly might give him a 10. Just I feel like his shooting kind of let him down tonight. But I mean, wow, what a performance from him! Definitely his best in United jersey. He was flying up and down the pitch all night, and you know, obviously got their substitute sent off. And then even he could have had another pen for us until I think he might have said something to the ref saying it was no pen, which is a bit crazy to see. Thank God Bruno scored right after that. But no, Dorgu, I mean, wow, what a signing for us to get in January. And yeah, he was absolutely fantastic tonight. Moving in the midfield, Casemiro.
Yeah, I mean, Casemiro, his recent performances have been very good, I thought. Again, he's another one where we've been questioning what his future sort of looks like, and come the summer, he is one of those players where you look at that might be moved on. But I mean, his recent performances, in my opinion, have been like Casemiro of old, to be honest, getting stuck in and really breaking up that play. And then his passes forward as well. I don't know if Amarim has said anything in training, but a few times he tried that chip ball over the back line, and a few times if Bruno or Zerchi or whoever it was sort of could bring it down a lot better, would be in for some more goals there. But Casemiro, again, a very, very solid performance, and he's one that I think come Sunday against Leicester that might be a name going back in the starting 11. So I'll give him an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, an 8 out of 10. I mean, yeah, you touched on it with the forward pass. I think there was a span of, in a minute in the game, he played that beautiful ball to Xerxes, failed to control it, and then he got the ball back and played another beautiful ball. Bruno, who I think was looking for Hoyland, but he just wasn't on the same page. Well, I mean, even defensively, the slide tackles he was putting in, just his passing overall, it was the Casemiro of old pretty much. And yeah, he was absolutely fantastic tonight. It was great to see him having a performance like that, get back on track. So I'll go for an 8 as well for him. And then going to Bruno.
Yeah, I mean, Bruno, it's pretty obvious. It's an absolute 10 out of 10. I mean, this is what I was thinking about Bruno as he was walking off the pitch at the end. He's a sort of he's a character that sort of sways opinions and definitely a rival fans, and he's a character that ruffles a few feathers, but his ability is, you cannot question it. It's unbelievable, and the amount of times he saved us. And there was that clip of Roy Keane maybe calling him out a couple of weeks ago, but I think if there's one player you can't call out in this squad, it's Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he gives us absolute all for his team, and working hard's one thing, but his ability is unbelievable. I think everything good that comes from United comes through Bruno, and if there's one player that isn't going to get shipped on in the summer, it's definitely not Bruno Fernandes. So an unbelievable performance, his second hat-trick in a Man United shirt in his career, and yeah, he's single-handedly basically got us through to the next round, so got to be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, an easy 10 out of 10 for me as well. I mean, the hat trick, just phenomenal. His passing, everything, the drive, getting the balls back. I mean, yeah, it's just absolutely unbelievable from him. And, we're so grateful we have him, to be honest, because he should not be playing for a team down 14, 15 in the table. He's too good for that. But yeah, no, an easy 10 out of 10 for me. What a performance. Moving up ahead of him, we'll start with Garnacho.
Yeah, a very decent performance. Like I mentioned about De Ligt and Mazraoui and Delort, I think Garnacho on the opposite end of the pitch was very good, actually. I thought his sort of runs in behind. And I like Garnacho as well. I mean, look, I maybe prefer him off the left just because when he comes in off that right, he doesn't seem as confident shooting on his right foot. So he's a little bit predictable trying to shoot or lay it off on his left foot. But I thought on the right, he did a solid job today running at defenders. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go one lower. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. He was definitely a lot more livelier than we've seen him. Had a couple of shots to get off, but I think the thing that kind of let me down a bit was just kind of his one-on-one ability at times, trying to go around players. He was just kind of losing it like we've seen all season. So I think for that reason, I'll just put him a bit lower at a 6. But no, it's definitely one of his better performances of recent times. And then going across to Xerxes.
Zerchi is the third name that I wanted to shout out. Obviously, Hayden and Bruno's the obvious, but Joshua Zerchi, I mean, unbelievable. I mean, I've said it on the pod before, but I was one of his biggest critics when he first came into the club. I just didn't think he was good enough. But this performance tonight was his best performance I've seen in a United shirt. I mean, every touch was pretty much perfect. I mean, he was just unbelievable. I mean, his touches, his hold up play, his work he did for the team, and that bit of skill was unbelievable as well. Over by the right hand side touchline. I mean, yeah, for me that was his best performance in a shirt. And if we can get more out of Zerchi, and if we can get those performances out of Zerchi, and we'll come on to Hoyland just in a sec. But I really think him and Hoyland can be a little bit of a good partnership there if they can really get their chemistry going. I saw when Højlund missed a chance, Zerchi went over to him, and I think those two, if they can sort of get on the same wavelength, I really do believe that can be a bit of a deadly partnership if Højlund can also start scoring goals. But Joshua Zerchi, I mean, you're proving me wrong. So I give him a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, no, fantastic performance from him. I'm actually going to give him a 10 out of 10. I was that impressed with him tonight. I mean, as you said, just everything, the skills he was doing, the dribbling, his passing even was unbelievable tonight. Almost got Højlund an assist for the one he just put past the post. But I mean, yeah, what a turnaround from, getting subbed off early at Old Trafford where he had a low point to completely turn around and now being one of our best players, honestly, recently. Xerxes, I mean, he deserved that standing ovation at the end when he got subbed off at Old Trafford. But no, what a performance from Xerxes. Definitely getting a 10 out of 10 for me tonight. And then wrapping it up with Rasmus Højlund up top.
Yeah, and we've touched on Rasmus, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, but I really, as I said before, I really like how much effort he put in tonight, and how he was really determined to get that goal, and you can tell, as I said, the squad and the fans are sort of all rooting for him, and if he keeps trying and putting in the effort like he did tonight, eventually he'll score. And it might be, and the thing is, he should take some confidence in watching Joshua Zerchi, sort of, obviously, as you said, at the start of the season, getting dragged off against Newcastle, and how Zerchi's turned it around. And I think Rasmus can do the same if he bags on the weekend, or he gets his goal maybe next weekend. I think we can maybe see him just gain that confidence. But yeah, he is a definite player that is struggling with confidence right now, but that shouldn't get him down, because I think the fans were really behind him tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree with you with a 7. I mean, although he didn't score, as we said, he was getting in great areas, causing them all problems, showing off that strength and pace. And yeah, it's a positive sign, finally we're starting to create a lot of chances for him. He hasn't been getting that at all, really. So yeah, no, I think I have to go to 7 as well for him. Hopefully he can use this game as a bit of a booster for him. We'll go for another ad break, and when we'll come back, we'll look at a preview to our match versus Leicester on Sunday.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
Here at Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform. Zencastr came out the clear winner. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs, it's super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description to learn more about Zencastr.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.
So we have Leicester City away on Sunday. They're obviously not in a great run of form. They've lost their last 6 matches, and we beat them recently in the FA Cup thanks to Harry Maguire, controversial winner, to say the least. But yeah, what are you expecting going into this tie for United?
Yeah, I mean, I think tonight we're all shocked at how well we played. I mean, we haven't, as I said, we haven't seen a performance like that in God knows. So, I mean, I'm really, really hoping, like, please, for the love of God, take this performance into Sunday. I mean, we had 25 shots, 10 on target tonight. I mean, that's been our problem all season, not creating enough going forward. And I think with the addition with Heaven at the back and Dorgu playing like he did tonight, I'm not actually worried, especially against Leicester in our defensive play. I mean, it's just going forward. Can we keep the momentum that we did tonight and play through Bruno and Casemiro playing the balls over the top and Zerchi and Højlund running? And I just really hope that we take this momentum into that game, which we should do. It's not like we're and no disrespect to Leicester and the Leicester boys, but it's not like we're playing a side at the top of the league where we might have to sit back and drop like Arsenal. It's going to be a completely different game to Arsenal, but it's whether we can break down that Leicester defence like we did tonight. Okay, the red card helped us, but even before the red card, obviously Dorgu made the run, which which they got the red card, him going up the pitch, the lot going up the pitch. So I want to see that from a United point of view against Leicester on Sunday. And I mean, look, you never know with United. We've said it many times this season, but a draw at at Old Trafford against Arsenal, decent result. Saw signs there. A big win and a great performance tonight. So come on, hopefully we're starting to build on something here. So
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I'm hoping the exact same thing. I think this game, although it's against a much weaker opposition than we've played recently, I think this is what's going to be the test for us, because in the past, we've been able to get results, away at big clubs, like Liverpool, City this year. But really it's been against the weaker teams we struggled a lot. So, I mean, yeah, off the back, two great performances, I think, this is one I think we should definitely be looking to win, and even one maybe possibly, if we play like we did tonight, could go on and have a very comfortable win and maybe get some of the young lads off the bench to go on. But no, yeah, I think it should be nothing but a win from United. Leicester have been very, very poor recently. I watched their match against Brentford. Brentford won 4-0, I believe it was, and it just looked like men against boys, really. Leicester were doing nothing, and Brentford were, just having their way with them. So yeah, no, definitely expecting a United win. In terms of the lineup, do you think it will differ much from tonight's one? Any changes you see possibly in that lineup?
I don't see it changing much. I think maybe Toby Collier might come in, although as we've highlighted, I think Bruno and Casemiro played very well in that midfield. Whether he switches up sort of Garnacho on the left and Zerchi or Højlund and that allow Collier to come in. But to be honest, I really don't think he will. I hope, as you mentioned, Aidan Heaven starts, especially against Leicester. And look, Lindelof, okay, he's a more experienced defender, but I mean, if there's ever a game to sort of cement your place in the team and he deserves it, it's this one today. I think if you're gonna play Aidan Heaven, you play him on Sunday. And from a Leicester's point of view, I mean, since they played us, they've lost their last 4. So I mean, it's not good looking for them. Obviously, they're fighting for relegation, so that might spur them on a bit. But we have to sort of go out there and get a good performance and carry it through. So yeah, looking forward to it for once.
Yeah, I know. We're really looking forward to a game. Haven't had that in a good few months, but hopefully turn a positive change at United. Yeah, for me, I think I agree with you. Maybe Collier, just in terms of, maybe Casemiro's legs might need a rest. But honestly, I wouldn't like to see too much tinkering in the side at all. Boys played very well tonight. I'd like to see them all get rewarded with another start and show what they can do again. Other position, maybe I might be fine with a bit of rotation, would be like possibly Mazraoui, if he, wants to. I was going to say Maguire, but I forgot he's injured. But yeah, maybe if he wants to go at Lindelof there, I wouldn't mind too much. But yeah, I think for the most part, I'd like to see fairly the same team go out, and hopefully we get a good win against Leicester. Yeah. So thank you very much for listening to the Daily Manchester United podcast. Make sure to tune in right after that Leicester City match, because we will now have episodes come out as soon as possible after full-time whistles. So yeah, make sure to tune in Sunday. And Sam, thank you very much for joining us. Hope to see you listening to the podcast soon. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Every club, every day. The Global Sports Podcast Network.